What's up, you guys? Breanna here. So it's been a minute since I've talked about my life as a cardiac sonographer. It's officially 2 years since I've been one and at my job. And I thought this would be a perfect time to do a pros and cons of the life of a cardiac sonographer. So stay tuned. I'll start the video off by going through brief pros and cons of the career in general. I'm also going to attach a video in the description box of a former sonographer who explains her reasonings for leaving or resigning from the job, and I guess she's thinking about doing a career switch. I actually fairly can resonate with her and stuff like that. Not saying I'm about to leave my job. I still enjoy my job. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. But from her perspective, I can also understand why she left. It's actually a very interesting video, so definitely take a look at it and as well as read the comments. Okay, so I would say my first positive would be patient interaction. I enjoy talking to the patients. I have met some very interesting people and have those patients that like to talk and have like long stories. I like those patients. I like the patients who like to talk. Of course, sometimes you can't have the talk because it messes up your images, but the patients that have beautiful pictures and we can talk, I like those. Those patients are so talkative, they can't help themselves. Of course, you're also a con to that is that you are going to deal with people that are just not the friendliest, and you cannot do anything about that. You just have to kind of push those patients out your mind and just get your images and get up out of there. For patients like that might be like agitated or annoyed, for me personally, I get my pictures, do my color, and I save my measurements for the end, and I just leave the room. So unfortunately, I don't know why people come to the hospital with attitudes knowing that you're there to get help and the staff are there to help you, but it's just people's personalities, unfortunately. So you just have to put your poker face on, do your job, and get up out of there. So that's what I do. So I would say another positive to being a cardiac sonographer is that I now have a specialty in life. I have something that I am skillful in and that I'm good in, and that will set me apart from anybody else. You know, not everybody can be a cardiac sonographer. Despite what people might think, it is not an easy field. It could be strenuous on the body. Not every sonographer is actually a good sonographer, believe it or not. Short story time. So I feel like it was like a nice little gesture. I got the honor to scan one of my coworkers who got who needed an ultrasound, and she had like come up to me. She's like, Breanna, I want you to do my ultrasound. I was like, oh, what, you want me to do it? Like, you know, sometimes like your coworkers, you never know who would want you to do, you know, their exam. And I was like, oh, wow, you want me to do it? And I was like, oh, I'm honored, thank you. She's like, yes, I want you to do it because I love your study. She's like, you're a really good sonographer, so I want you to do it. So just hearing that, it made me honored. So I was like, yes, I'll do it. She's like my fairy godmother of echo. She was, I think, one of the first people to kind of help train me and take me under her wing when I first started. So the fact that she trusted me to do her echo was like, what? Girl, thank you. So yeah, I would definitely say that is a positive in my career so far, is getting recognized by my fellow coworkers that they have seen progress in my work, and just, of course, everyone likes a compliment and knowing that they are doing well. So it's really nice getting feedback, even from patients. I get feedback. They're like, oh, wow, you were really good. I've never had an echo like this. They would say stuff like, thank you for being so thorough, because I take my time. Like, I do not rush my echoes. So they really appreciate when you take your time and they can see that you are. Sometimes I'll explain something to them without giving them the results, obviously, and they're like, oh, wow, you're so thorough, thank you so much. So just hearing stuff like that, that's like a positive. And of course, I have my moments. Everyone has their moments where they're like exhausted at a job and they might not look happy or something, but that stuff brightens up my day. So it's nice to know that I am doing what I got to do and that people consider me a good sonographer. So that makes me very happy. Not to brag on anything, but hey. So the next topic is going to be either a pro or con depending on you as an individual. This is going to be based off the pay and salary of what you expect. So the pay can vary, well, at least in Jersey, because that's where I'm from. As far as what I can see, it's low 30s to the mid 40s. That's kind of the variation of what's going on in Jersey right now. I think some places will try to pay you in the 20s, but if they're trying to pay you in the 20s, I personally will keep looking. Maybe if you are like, I really want to get my experience, then you can, test it out and get your experience. But a job that's only paying you in the 20s is not for a long-term thing. That's for, let me get my experience, if that's what you are at. I feel like right now jobs are paying 30s and up, maybe like 33 and 35 if you are like an entry beginner, and then after 35 they start going up more for like more seasoned seasoned sonographers and things like that. And even like the senior sonographers get up into the 40s and stuff. So that can be, depending on you, pro or con. Like I said, I don't know what people's salaries or what they expect to make. Right now, I am comfortable. I'm happy. I'm not making like what my supervisor's making, obviously, because he's a supervisor. But I'm happy right now. I feel like for what I want out of life, this is good. And of course, as I continue to develop my skills and become even a better sonographer, because there's always room to grow and there's always room to improve my skills, I will, of course, you'll expect more money as you grow and develop. And sometimes moving to a new job, you have to do that to get more money and to better yourself. Sometimes you can't stay at one place because they'll kind of cap you at a certain rate, and then sometimes you do have to hop on over to another opportunity to get a better pay. So who knows what my future holds. So right now I'm very happy at my hospital. I like the staff, I like my coworkers, I get along with everybody, and all I can say is who knows what the future holds. I believe sonographers can reach a cap though, especially if you're not trying to go like the supervisor route, lead tech route, manager route. Just regular techs like me, I'm just a normal tech. You can reach a cap. That's why you might have to move to different places to see if you can get a better rate. That's the only thing about this career that I guess it can happen with any career, but yeah, you can reach a cap. So I would definitely say a positive what could be for some people is that you have the opportunity to work in different settings, whether it's a doctor's office, a hospital, an outpatient facility, or as a travel tech. You have different options. You could work per diem, part-time, full-time, and kind of make the schedule how you want, depending on where you are. Doctor's offices tend to be more relaxed and not so much rules, and it's just a lot more like calm. But for doctor's office, it could also be very repetitive. You'll be seeing like they'll just keep throwing patients at you. Some offices they'll pay by the patient. That can be a lot though. Outpatient facilities, they tend to have weekends off. Like if you go to a special like imaging facility, they only operate during Monday through Fridays. Same for doctors' offices, Monday through Fridays. So offices tend to have more lenient schedules and things like that. And for offices, you probably could control your schedule better too. So I feel like the hospital is where you're going to get the most experience. And being a hospital setting, even though it could be crazy and, make your mind go crazy sometimes, I feel like that's where you're going to build and become a good sonographer, in my opinion. Like, I feel like if I never worked in a hospital setting, I would not be where I am right now. So I would definitely say maybe for the first year or two, you get yourself in a hospital and get your skills first, and then go like an outpatient facility or a doctor's office. But hospitals, you'll definitely become a good sonographer if you work there. You'll see a lot of stuff. You'll see a lot more pathology in the hospital, so that's a positive. You'll be working more closely with different senior sonographers, because while you're in a doctor's office, you're kind of more by yourself. So you're not going to have that person to train you and to guide you and tell you what you're doing wrong and things like that. While in the hospital, you have your senior techs, your lead techs. They'll criticize your work, let you know what you did wrong, and they will help you become a good sonographer, which overall is what you want to be in this career. You want to be good at what you're doing. So since I work in a hospital right now, for the last 2 years, I definitely could go based off. I did a doctor's office for like maybe a few months. And that's how I realized, I don't know if I really like doctor's office, because it was very repetitive. They ordered so many tests. And yeah, so maybe I'll do doctor's office when I'm like closer to like retirement, or when I just want to work part-time again. But right now, I know doctor's office is just not for me right now. Even though I work in the hospitals as well has its cons, like the hours. I feel like my schedule is never, I don't have like a perfect schedule, so it kind of varies. The weekend shifts, being on call. Some people love being on call because it is extra money, but for me, I'm like, to me, money is not always worth it. I'd rather have my freedom over having on call and working weekends. So that's the only negative about working in the hospital, is that you're going to have to give up some weekends, and you're going to have to be on call. And to me, sometimes that stuff is just not worth it. Like, we need money, but at the end of the day, I'm human. We're all human. We need time away from work. That's just the bottom line. Like, we need time. Like, my sister, she's a cytologist, and she works for a lab company. And for her company, the cytologists are required to have a certain amount of hours in between shifts. So required by the law. I feel like that should be a law for all healthcare professionals. You should have an amount of time of free time. You're not doing anything. You're not being bothered by anybody, because just healthcare in general is so mentally draining sometimes, and you just need, to get away. So sometimes I'm just going to say this, don't ever feel bad for taking off. Don't feel bad, okay? Because your coworkers and whoever, they're going to be taking off too. Everyone needs their freedom. Everybody needs their time. So take off when you can. If you have the hours, use them, because at my job, if I don't use it, I lose it. So I'm using mine, okay? It's simple as that. Like, I think last year I had so many hours left, I didn't use it. So this year I'm making sure I use my hours, because I feel like no amount of money is worth being mentally drained. So just know how to balance your life and make sure you're enjoying it. Like, for me, the weekends I'm off, I'm enjoying myself. I'm going to music festivals. I'm going out to eat. If there's a weekend that I want to go to a festival, I'm making sure I'm requesting off that weekend. Like, you have to make time for yourself. You're making money, you're working hard, so enjoy your life as well. Go on vacation. You went to school, you saved. Enjoy your life, you guys. Overall, this is my life as a cardiac sonographer. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. It has its pros and cons. Right now, I'm happy where I am, work-wise and career-wise and money-wise and everything-wise. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and supporting this channel, and I hope you continue to support. I'm not gonna film that many sonography videos, because it's only but so much I could film, but I did want to give you guys an update. I do have a few more video ideas though for sonography based, but also we have a bunch of shorts on this channel, so check those out too. And yeah, thank you guys.